Hello. Today we're going to be covering all the grammar for Unit 1. So pay a lot of attention. I'm going to speak very slowly so that you can understand this. Remember that you can watch the video more than one time. All right? So today we're going to start with definition of nouns. Okay? It's very simple. A noun is a synonym for name. Okay? There are different types of nouns, but we have some examples here. We have car, dog, Pedro, Mexico. Remember that it doesn't have an accent because it's in English. Okay? So now that we know the meaning of noun, which is name, the name of things, people, places, etc., we can start. Okay, we have two types of nouns. We have singular nouns and plural nouns. With singular nouns, an article is necessary. We have two articles, which are a or an. Okay, for example, a car, a university, a job, an Xbox, a house, an investigation. Okay? Let's explain in what situations we need to use either an or a. Okay. It is very important to pay attention to the word or the noun we are going to use the article with. For example, if our noun is computer, let's pay much attention to this part, the sound of it's a consonant sound. Yes, but what's most important, it has to be a sound. Oh, sound. Not letter. So, sound, not the letter. For example, we have computer, a computer, a person, a blackboard, a job. Okay? Now, we have, on the other side, we have an, and this is when the sound that comes next is a vowel sound. Okay, what is a vowel sound? It is all the sounds of the vowels, obviously, such as a, e, o, u. And well, in English we have more, but so that you know that vowel sounds, just like in Spanish, the 5 vowels of the alphabet. Okay? So the sound in accountant is a, so we need to say an accountant. Okay? Now, let's pay attention to this one. We have a consonant letter. However, the pronunciation starts with a vowel sound, Xbox. That's why we need to use the article an Xbox. And then we have other simple ones such as an apple or an investigation. Okay, now with plural nouns, we don't have articles, but we can use numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. to mention the amount or the quantity of nouns or things we are talking about. For example, we have 2 computers. Or if it is not necessary to use a number or specify a number, we just say computers, cars, people, etc., etc., etc. Okay, here we have some examples. Okay, in these courses we are going to pay attention. We understand that the S stands for subject. Subject. The subject is the most important thing or aspect in a sentence. Yes, it's what we are talking about. If we are talking about my dad is the subject. If we're talking about I am the subject. If we are talking about we are the subject. And if we're talking about computers are the subject. Okay? And then we have our verb. Remember that all the verbs are actions, such as, oh, we missed this one, such as has, work, have, or are. Example number 1, my dad has an iPad. Okay? Remember, we use an because then our next sound is a vowel sound. Now we have a university. I work at a university. Why? If we have a U, if you pay attention, the pronunciation of this letter is a consonant sound. U, like a Y in Spanish, or like a double L in Spanish. So that's why we say a university. Now the next one, we have 2 computers at home. Okay? Remember, we can use a number, and we use the noun in plural. Or we can also, if a number is not necessary, we can use it like this. Computers are good tools to work. In this case, computers is both the subject and the noun. Okay? Let's move on to the next one. Okay, now spelling is very important when we write plural nouns, and it changes in some cases. We have 3 rules. Rule number 1, rule number 2, and rule number 3. Rule number 1 is very simple. We only put or add an S. We have car, cars. Work, worker, workers. Marker, markers. Okay? Make sure to make emphasis when you pronounce the S. It is extremely important for your good English. Now we have rule number 2. If we have nouns that end in Y, what we're going to do is we're going to eliminate the Y. We're going to get rid of it. And we're going to change it for the ending I, E, S. And the pronunciation is as if we only put an S. For example, family, families. Study, studies. Candy, candies. Okay? Alright. Now let's move on to the next one. We have rule number 3. Okay? In some situations, there are some nouns that end in this kind of sounds, such as ch or x. Yes? Or sh. When this happens, we need to add the ending es, and we have to pronounce it complete. Watch, watches. Sandwich, sandwiches. Alright. Remember that you can watch the video again if it is necessary, or reduce the speed of the recording. Okay, now the verb to be. The verb to be is a very important grammar item that you need to study a lot and you need to master as soon as possible so that you can speak good English. Okay, the verb to be. We have some examples. We use it to express a feeling. Example, I am happy. We can also use it to tell the hour. It's 10 o'clock. And we can also describe a person. For example, she is a good person. Well, to describe in general, we can also talk about animals or places. Okay, we have our subject, the usage of the verb to be. As you can see, am, is, and is, they are all the verb to be. It's the same verb. It's exactly the same verb. Okay, this is the combination You can practice it at home. Memorize it. It is very important. There are no other combinations. I am, he is, she is, it is, you are, we are, or they are. Now we have the negative form, which is very simple. If you only have to insert the word not. Okay, and we say I am not, he is not, she is not, it is not, we are not, you are not, or they are not. There is something called contractions, but you can ask your teacher to practice them with you. Now, the questions in the verb to be are very simple, but there are a couple of things that you have to pay attention to. In the first one, we have an affirmative sentence. She is pretty. And in the second one, we have a negative sentence. She is not pretty. How do we make the question? Very simple. We have to make this inversion of the verb to be and the subject. And we also have to pay a lot of attention to our intonation. Okay? Just like in Spanish, the intonations rises at the end, almost at the end, in this kinds of questions. Is she pretty? Don't forget to include the question mark when we write questions. It's very important. Okay? Okay, now possession. Possession, it is very important to know how to express possession, because if we do not do it correctly, we can give incorrect information, or people may not understand what we're telling them. Okay? Now we have the possessive adjective for each of the persons. I, he, she, it, we, you, and they. Alright, so I changes to my. He, his. She, her. It, its. We, our. You, your. And they, their. Examples. My car, his life, her mom, its capacity, if we are talking about a hard drive or a laptop or an iPod. Our family, your iPod, or their car. Okay, we have some examples as well. Example number 1, this is Carlos. He is my friend. Okay, referring in this case to I, because there's a relationship between Carlos and you, so we have to use my. Example number 2, you are in my spot. If you ever watch The Big Bang Theory, you can. This is a very common expression Sheldon uses. In example number 3, she has a boyfriend. His name is Al. Now, why his? Sometimes people get confused and say, but it should be her. Yes, remember that we're not talking about her name. We're talking about her boyfriend's name. So he is the person, it's a boy, because it's boyfriend. And so we have to use the possessive adjective his. Alright? Okay, let's review very quickly one more time. Remember, a noun is a name, the name of things in general. Articles, a is for consonant sounds, and an is for vowel sounds, and Xbox, a car. Now, this is the same explanation we just did. Plural nouns, remember that they do not use an article, they use a number. And sometimes it's not necessary. Okay, some examples, we already went through that. Okay, remember rules 1, 2, and 3. The simple one, like in Spanish, cars, workers. Number 2, if we have If we have a noun ending in Y, we remove it, we eliminate it, and we change it to IES. Families, studies, and candies. And we also have rule number 3. If we have an ending sound like ch, or x, x, then we have to add the ending es, and we pronounce it. Watch, watches. Sandwich, sandwiches. Okay? The verb to be, very important. We use it for different necessities, things. The combinations, please study them. In affirmative, negative. In questions, remember, this is very important. The inversion is something you cannot forget when you express yourself in English. And also, very important to memorize this. It takes practice, and even if you are in an advanced level, you sometimes, it's possible to make mistakes. So do not worry. Okay, this would be it. Remember that this video is for you. You can listen, you can watch it as many times as you see fit. Goodbye. My name is Emmanuel, and I hope it was clear what we explained here. Goodbye.